Eh. Omo wie no. Omo di nkan de bone na to nipa tirim awie. Ye ma amen mo kejetia malata Kumasi market omo downloadi. Eh. Okwa Asempa etubo fruit any anubo fruit na te ho e na wo kan wo se joyful say. Eh. Omo wie na omo sinky debt no. Omo de jandam de tunkofo tirim hwade bi omo sa ye. Omo wie no this is what they did. And no and them who say journalists for bi omo tiga na omo ye ndwan omo agimi. And a typical example is Kojo Yankson. Now listen to this cockroach. When Jimmy did the radio, so listen to his argument.
For me, the most important issue was about the gold board. I was curious about whether or not gold board even knew the difference between legal and illegal gold when it comes to their purchases. The president actually admitted that, well, even if they are buying illegal gold, at least it means that the money is coming to government, rather than the previous situation before the gold board, which was that foreign, buyers were making all the money from the export of gold. So right in there was an admission that indeed the gold board is most likely buying Galamsey gold. That's problematic for many reasons. However, fans of the president might point to that as an example of his honesty, where he didn't attempt to, obfuscate the issue or, dance around it, but actually came out to say what it is. I mean, you could appreciate him for that, but you can't miss the fact that he has actually said the gold board buys Galamsey gold.
This is where the ignorance is. This boy could not even manage a home as Mawari or Barman and Woye. He could not manage his marriage. He wants to manage Ghana. Yankson, Kojo Yankson. Now, what was he saying? Oh, the president admitted. Say, now it is looking like Ghana, the gold board, we cannot differentiate between legal gold and illegal gold. Wait, Jimmy. Ain't you legal gold in that Yankson? You see, now some accent when say British, say European, say Kazakhstan, and who cannot even keep a woman at home and say Mawaro Menowatna wants to decide and make decisions for Ghana. Ain't he, from his analogy, join news today, Jimmy for the doors too much. From Onana Jinimuno, gold board right now when they go out there, Amode Emra air to Kwemuno. Say a chi obino kuta illegal gold, and I say obiton illegal gold. Not gold board in Saka, I was a gold board esheno. It's right now, gold board, Acheampong, we are trying to fade out illegal gold buyers and sellers, Yama exporters license, buyers license, aggregators, to gold, be also to gold, be a gold nifrino. Gradually, we are trying to fade out Indians, Chinese, any people doing illegal mining because you want kofua, omoye ejuma our system no more. Still, you're finding omo out. There are still people who are operating illegal mining in Ghana. Inti kwasia we asabi nyina say at this point, I was a gold board enya officer. Omoto officer no gold in the bar as we the illegal, we illegal no question Jimmy for we dey chichire mine. Listen to somebody like this. Look at this cockroach. Look at this cockroach. Dirty boys. And we have allowed these people to be sitting on TV. We have allowed these ignorant, daft boys. So right now, he is trying to tell us, say Obi, by some means, okoto illegal gold. Now it ends up on the table of gold board. Now ebe Ghana gold. We should ban it. That's the message he's sending. Inti enunti yengu se we onim nyansa yamanentina radio so na onya den na on discuss politics, governance. This is the foolishness. Even the international world or the international market, when it comes to cocoa, there is a law say you cannot use child labor to at the end of the day grow cocoa and at the end of the day harvest cocoa and also sell cocoa. Even though the international market, they know that. They know, say, government, nations have put law in place to prevent that. But when a nation at the end of the day finds out, say, in their country, there's a particular community, and Korabi, use almost as child laborers, in cocoa farms, it does not mean so say you cocoa. The laws are there, and that those people have to be dealt with. The cocoa still has to be cocoa we have to use. It's when Jimmy Nguano, the gold board, when it was set up, Embrana does not take effect today and give you results today. It takes time. As we speak, gold board is still looking at licenses, how to verify and give people license. So gold board is still in the implementation process. So how can a fool like this, cockroach way, ever say, so the president, Jimmy way, wait the radios, wait.
For me, the most important issue was about the gold board. I was curious about whether or not gold board even knew the difference between legal and illegal gold when it comes to their purchases. The president actually admitted that, well, even if they are buying illegal gold, at least it means that the money is coming to government.
But illegal gold leaving the shores of Ghana and illegal gold staying in Ghana, and we making sure we are putting laws in place to make sure those actions or acts are stopped. What is wrong with it? We lost so much gold, legal and illegal, to foreigners. Today, we are finding ways to stop illegal mining. And the moment, even though we are trying to stop illegal mining, people are still doing illegal mining. So if at the end of the day, the government buying gold and on its table, an illegal gold lands on its table, what the government has to do is to make sure the laws they have put in place, it finds those people to, in the future, get them out of the system. The government does not have to take the gold and say, this gold is illegal gold, so I am banning it. When you do matem, you say Kevin Taylor, wait Jimmy. Because Ghana no, the media platforms now, there are so many people who are not right to sit on TV and radio to speak. I'm telling you. They don't have the intelligence to sit on TV and radio to be talking governance. Now, only say, the biggest is Mamika Bicham, the Ecoso of Ghana. Only say President Mahama here in media engagement. The issue is Omni scandal. What the president presented, it was perfect. They are trying to put a spin on something. It's wrong. Nyoma Mahama can positive things apart from Galamsey, they decided to move away from John Mahama betina Ghana no doom say jai. There's no doom so. This is a big leap. Because when your energy is sick, the country development is sick economically. John Mahama as a president emphatically said, under my watch, no doom so. This is a big statement. This is a statement that gives investors confidence. Because here we say why the president gold board is. You see, they don't even know because there are no scandals. They cannot disprove the president. None of them was able to say the president lied about this or that. Nobody was able to do that. So what do they have to do? Now they have to come and put a spin on every nonsense. So let's stick to the galamsey and lie to the people. It's jandam. For a president to stand before a country and make this emphatic statement, say, doomsaw is done. There's no doomsaw. Now adiachi, now a whole media or Ghana, they don't see the seriousness in that statement. Because the impact of electricity, say how it affects the economy. Now look at these things. Share a story like this. Gold board. Gold board is formalizing Ghana's gold trade. As of today, gold trading is a reserve for only Ghanaians. Endra Mahama kache Ghana for say Endra Okase as the president of the Republic of Ghana. Gold be our Ghana as used to be a Ghana for dia. There are so many things the president shared yesterday. But Adiachi and Wati, because they want to find something on the government. They want to spin something. There is no jandam. What are we going to do now? Let us find a way and make John Mahama look bad. These are some of the positives. Listen, let me show you. John Mahama can say mebre. They have not been able to say John Mahama boa. They know things are happening positively. Listen to the president on the positive things the government has done so far.
Reforms. For the past 8 months, we've demonstrated that we're not here to continue business as usual. We're here to reset Ghana, to restore the soul of our nation, to revive its economy, reignite the spirit of hope and possibility in every Ghanaian. Through our prudent and people-centered economic management plan, we've slashed nuisance taxes, we've rescued our power sector and averted the doomsday crisis, which was handed over to us. We've lowered the exchange rate, eased the burden of doing business, and reduced the cost of living for the average Ghanaian. Inflation has dropped to a record 4-year low, signaling renewed macroeconomic stability. We've made the highest allocation to basic education in nearly half a decade. In health, much-needed funds have been released to fund the health insurance scheme. Medical supplies are flowing steadily. Community health delivery is being prioritized, and the Ghana Medical Trust Fund was launched to help Ghanaians bear the cost of treating chronic diseases. Only yesterday, I approved the governing board of the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, which the Honorable Minister of Health will soon inaugurate. Our renewed focus on agriculture, particularly through youth-targeted interventions, irrigation, expansion, and the revitalization of the Land and Farm Bank project, is positioning Ghana to be food secure and export competitive. We've also laid the groundwork for a digital Ghana through strategic investments in science and technology and innovation through the 1 Million Coders program. These strides are not isolated. They are part of a clear, deliberate national reset that is restoring hope, creating opportunity, and ushering in an era of shared prosperity for all.
These are things John Mahama spoke about. But Yankoka say galamse, Yankoka say gold board, because it was planned before John Mahama Beka Sanobin kind of jandam by. Oh, excavators report, because the agenda was that Yen Traniama Ghana for who are the Papa John Mahama ye. John Mahama Okasa say, Oma slash taxes, news and taxes, ye free. It is the job of the media to explain to Ghana for. But when you say John Mahama cannot and they know the facts are there. John Mahama say Doomso has been averted. Ye you Doomso free ho. Yamsi dabi ene de mama yanka ho asem. Ye ka ho asem Ghana for be hu say aban papa ba. John Mahama say exchange rate no almost low one from 17 today it's around 12. John Mahama mama yanka Joy News ene ye ka on be hu say NPP egu. John Mahama said, I'm going to reduce the cost of living and the Diane boy on the market. Munko chirechirem, I'm saying the Yanka, John Mahama, you can't, Ghana for Aban Papa, I was NDC now for 42 years. John Mahama said, inflation are dropping all time low in our history. And the mama yanka wasam yeka amafo be say aban papa ba John Mahama nimnyansa yanka wasam. John Mahama say what we call high allocation to basic education sika ye share primary any JSSM. John Mahama say in na ban e ba so na di sika kese pa hyem mama yanka wasam yanko tena radio so ne yanka say galam say John Mahama eka about health facilities our Ghana retooling all the health facilities omudi sika hyem. John Mahama meme yanka yeka Ghana for be say aban papa ba. John Mahama talked about Ghana Medical Trust Fund. Menewo afutuo watia sika twidie edem unya cancer yebetuma kwa yibidi ahwo e santase ene de meme yanka yeka nkofo be hu say aban papa ba. This is all in 9 months. John Mahama stood on his feet for 1.5 hours explaining all these things. And what are they doing on radio? You see Garam say bi. You see gold, illegal gold and then gold. You see John Mahama and they are stupid. Because Ghana for anybody who no kurano. Because Ghana for who no kurana. Omo MPP na ebo omo ni cocaine. Elebe bie TV ni radio no. Enya sikamba power biem. That is what they are doing to you people. Into majority of the people no, the things the government is doing no. Sankwasi for multimedia they don't want to do it. Hey, my mention jandam bi omo ye. Oh, say omode sa jandam we buy. Mr. I'm going back a little bit, team. I need to do this. Metro multimedia Asempa hwade bi omoye. On say omode jandam de beto ho ano endra before Mahama bekasa no. I need to go back a little bit. Omoko Asempa, and you know what they did? They went on and they started the jandam. Omoye jandam ni wie na. Jandam no asenke won kofo tirima wie no. Then they tried to do clean up of the jandam. Makacha Ghana for say sankofo me dangerous. Kwabena Sante Obi omo dangerous na hade. Oh say omo the story beto abonten no. This is what they did at Asempa.
Joy News.
Yes.
Joy News uncovers massive excavator imports into Ghana with late night clearance at Tema Port.
Na so mo ka so mo ma excavator bi ama system le mo bi.
At the 24-hour economy, I shall say port na. It's you're careful so, but we Joy News.
Yes. So 24-hour economy they are say, but enum program.
Jandam we. Now you see it clearly. Time at Joy News this story by they are presenting say Joy News in Kamu. Joy News. Hwede omo yo make sure jandam na say. Omo nyawa jiska omo play with your mind. They want to clean Akufo-Addo. Say Akufo-Addo did a better job in government. And you know yes how. It told you Joy News the story be a ba. Omo me no monte story no. Afa no mu story na first. Say you see excavators hwomanim no nim. Repetition for hwomanim.
Joy News.
Yes.
Joy News uncovers massive excavator imports into Ghana with late night clearance at Tema Port.
Na so mo ka so mo ma excavator bi ama system le mo bi.
At the 24-hour economy, I shall say port na. It's you're careful so, but we Joy News.
Yes. So 24-hour economy they are say, but enum program
So they planted the jandam where before Mahama bekasa enrao. Joy News. Omo wie no, omo din kan de bone na to nipa tirima wie. Ye ma amen mo kejetia, Malata, Kumasi Market, omo download. Joy News, kwame Asempa, okwa Asempa etubo fruit, ene anubo fruit na tewo, ene wo kan wo se Joy for say. Omo wie na, omo senke debt no. Omo de jandam de tunko for tirim hade bi omo sa ye. Omo wie no, this is what they did.
It almost say evacuation of excavators from the port of Tema to military installations.
Hey, Ozebos. Hey.
Mamin kind statement. The government of Ghana, in collaboration with the relevant security and regulatory agencies, has authorized the evacuation of all excavators. Till all excavators from the port of Tema to designated military installations at Tema, Shai Hills, and Accra. In the Omo can say one whose story be say amount for air clear excavators of Tema porter and ye illegal they are buying him who be so omu yi e military installations.
Ozi enye illegal. Oh.
Omu yi di akọ military installations.
Oh, okay. Led by.
I don't know.
Mami we say
This directive forms part of national efforts to regulate the importation of excavators and to ensure the safe custody of such equipment until they are duly cleared by their respective owners. This exercise would also facilitate the decongestion of the port to create additional capacity. All consignees and their licensed agent are hereby informed that 1. The established customs clearance procedures at the port remain in force. 2. Upon completion of clearance formalities, consignees will be directed to take delivery of the equipment from the designated military installations. 3. The cost of transporting the excavators to the military installations, together with custody charges, shall be borne strictly by the consignees. Stakeholders are kindly advised to take note of this directive and comply accordingly. The cooperation of all concerned is solicited in the interest of national security and trade facilitation. Where Gapoha and a issue.
Well, Gapoha and Tia.
Gapoha really a issue statement. I don't know when we read this statement to and Sana Oka join news there. Because Gapoha a issue statement to August 22nd. And it's a joy news air report to idea we are. Why don't you read the Gapoha statement to say, now say August 22nd, Gapoha didn't kind release this statement saying this is no news. Kwasia. Now I don't blame these two dogs, these two stupid dogs. I blame the NDC communication. Sami Jemfini and Kwasia for Mokaho. Omo na me blame omo. Adia chatro no makotra Eric J nie no to no mu jojo Kwasia for. These people, they will destroy you people, your political career. It goes to Sami Jemfi. Ono sa Kwasia battalions no mdu muchi no. Ye tumufo amonte no. Modwen say monya tumi enti ye direct mu amon pese betie no. Sa Asempa Kwasia for we. They will use you people and disgrace you people. Odo Eric J Mune San Kwasia for Makano. NDC for sorry, I got Asempa. NDC for sorry Kwasia for. No more radio go to ho. No more to San Kwasia for me these two stupid dogs. Now you as a journalist, story way by and hours. So what research did you do? You could not even pick the phone to call Gapoha to ask them. You could not even ask your own reporter at Joy News to say, this story, where are your sources? Have you actually reached out to Gapoha and what have they said before we as Asempa speak on it? Joy News, Ultra Street Ma, Asempa was here, Joy was wrong. You could not tell the reporter, say, we are about to speak on this story. We are all the same entity. You are Joy News, we are Asempa, the same brand. Who did the story? Have you spoken to Gapoha? Do you have their response? But they go in there, first play the jandam, and they come and read that notice na Gapoha released 22nd August. Na mo NDC for Nkwasiafo ni bi sorry a na makotena Asempa mo jimi. San Nkwasiafo we omo ya kamfo omo bu mu NDC for se mo jimi. Power na maba na ye omo ya. Kwame Asante ore no ho yare ayese ntoburo. We Nkwasiafo we eye politics. Kwame Asante Kwabena Asante Lexus na ochi no. Sa Lexus na ochi no wana toma no. Mumusa no. Asempa me ni person ba be kire mo musa sa Lexus na ochi no wana toma no. Kwabena Asante of Asempa. Lexus na ochi no. Mumusa sa wana ti sika toma no. On one sika no to on trade receipt. Some foolish political idiots way. Kwabena Asante tama jankroma ambulance case ne ba no. Nije ni na okoji sika oro no. I have a video tape of him. Kwabena Asante on Dominic any obi kwasia and you people mo jiminti mo NDC for be tumufo amuntie Sami Jemfini ne battalions mo na munim nyansa chen obi a mo sorry atro no okota Asempa. I myself called Sami Jemfi and told you that place you have been going before elections not a phone so catch me you know you need everybody around me see omobe yusu mu sem kwasiafo. I personally called him ono Sami Jemfi na mo kwasasem na odi no. I called him and said, this place you have been going, they will destroy your flag bearer, they will destroy your party, they will destroy your policies. Me, I have seen power change before. And with all due respect, before God and man, so NDC loses power in 42 years, I lose nothing. Me, my kids, at least I gave back to them in America. So help to me achieve your dream. I am good. I have no problems. But mumubino ye tumufu amonte. Hwankwasiade no mote woye. Hwankwasiade no mote radio no so ye na omo dada nipa in the name say a journalist. Omo dada nipa. Before no mo kasa asem na statement no obi phone so. The statement was on his phone. Into me first video now. Ubon say ekuta obi na statement on the phone so.
Joy News.
Yes. But
Joy News. That's your portal. And you're careful so. But we're Joy News.
Yes. So 24-hour economy they are shassi. But
Joy News.
You see, it was on his phone. And I pray to Joy News. Joy News. And I pray to they have talked about this. They have planned this. Yanko said John Mahama. Or by media encounter. We know John Mahama, they are fortified, is intelligent. So what we have to do is that let's destroy everything. Tankwasiafo mi mu omu me akọ. Me mbu kwasiafo you because we mo branch me. I am being honest on this my platform. Tankwasiafo we obi anya journalism papa ncheme. What I have achieved in journalism, none of these fools have achieved it. And whatever they are living on now is through politics. Tankwasiafo we. And it's na mi busa kwabeda sante. Say san Lexus na uchino. Wafa driver na uchino no. The pay na agent man as Asempa. I don't know the toy na. He should die me na mention ade. E wi fo we mu na na Ghana so Tankwasiafo so. I'll be right back. You be jam. Alaji fama omo no mo jimi dodo. You are so live on Loud Talents TV. My name is Kevin Ekoberutela. Makacha say, as far as I am here, Jandam is dead. Obia needs space. Let's do clean journalism. Let's speak the truth. Let's use the facts. And unkwa obia hombetono. Na samuya maju in some of the Jandam ebet na Ghana. Me dimu atem na ma correct mo. Now these are some of the things when it comes to a year on state prosecution in some of Mahama kan Endra. Media houses or more Ghana. Imagine say, person better no creno. In Sambia, Mahama eka efa security, prosecution, any other than Ebini. Mumia go to Mahama, way any in summer or kafa, state prosecution home.
My friends, I understand that public accountability and the recovery of looted state resources are at the top of your expectations from my government. And let me assure you, my fellow citizens, that we've not wavered in our commitment for even a moment. Neither have we been complacent. What you are witnessing is not inaction, it is our steadfast adherence to due diligence, due process, and fairness in the pursuit of justice. Yes, our insistence on doing things the right way may afford those who have looted this country some temporary relief, but let me be clear, it will not grant them permanent escape. Across multiple fronts, active pursuits and prosecutions are well underway under the Operation Recover All the Loot. Over 200 cases are under active investigation, with about 80 people interrogated so far. Several prosecutions have begun, progressing steadily and remaining firmly on course. In the Republic versus Bawumia and 3 others, the state has submitted witness statements together with all other documents, and trial has commenced. And the first of 3 prosecution witnesses have been called and have been cross-examined by counsel for the accused person. With the SkyTrain case, for instance, the prosecutors have secured a trial date, as all preliminary matters have been concluded and the trial is set to commence. For the National Service Authority case, due to its expansive nature, charges have been drafted and will be filed as soon as the legal year begins against the following person: the Republic versus Osei, the Republic versus Eric Nyaku, the Republic versus Gifty Owari. Also for the National Cathedral, we are awaiting a forensic audit from the Auditor General. Additionally, charges have been drafted and are ready for filing in the case of Republic versus Wontumi and Acheampong. The Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, is finalizing its report with respect to Exim Bank transactions. Dockets are in preparation for the buffer stock case and the drip equipment case. Investigations are ongoing into the African Cup of Nations case, the March set case, and approximately 20 other cases currently. Let me be clear, every single case of corruption that needs to be investigated is being looked into. And once evidence is found to ground the prosecution, that will happen and happen swiftly. Looking within, we launched a code of conduct for public officials with an insistence on strict...
President take us and run. Jama we nyina media for it to man kan ho asem kwasiafo omo bese Ghana for be hu de EOCO. President say memo bia be mumbu ora na o de bae no edwumadi omudi na ekoso. Na opeso hye Ghana for bo say eye omo a omo gina eye den eye emra no a ye toto oma no a omo modi oman no girim omo di esika no Ghana mine through the Attorney General's office no emra no eye adwuma ma obi a nya na adwene se bibia nkoso sebio se obi fa edua na onfa mbo wa menka so onfa mbo na Ghana for bebre enwinwi adentina Mahama ba ya nche obi antum o say wey a political prosecution on pese na ban no ededien eye gidigidi ebe ya bibia sebio nipa bi abokro no na omafa tokro madwane omo ye no sene eye se omofa mra kwan so na sebio o ka say o say cases in Kwabaya 200 at the table so mudi hu 200 cases. Now all cannot see Nipankwa edu watche eye 80 and a buying the security agencies EOCO, CID, Attorney General mo afro mo atoto mano. They have been interrogated. Nipa edu watche 80. Now, I see 80 people any afro mo yatoto mano. President take us and run or see case a efa edubu ahemo no sa case no sesia no e wo court eye Attorney General kana asem ama sebio omo a yetoto oma no court ni nyina no Attorney General kra afre adansefo ema eye atachia ene ne school boys no so omo so afre adansefo a sa asem no e wo court sesia omudi President Saka Bibi o say Sky Train eye Professor Akufo-Addo asem no eno so asem a e wo court sesia omo prepare documents a omo begina enim ama sebio omo a omudi sa abone no Ghana eni omudi President Tekasano, or say a baby bit say national service scandal a buyer, a year or say Sibe, any obit say Eric Nyako, any girl at Chidiana, a friend give to a warrant, or see case no, case near case bia, Sebio, court ebe a year. Court besa betenase ewo afia ebedi enimi ba afia o metenase your friend in the court here or say court ebesa tenase ye bebie be bosumi edi enimi court tenase a give to our any national service asem no omo de be court ama ya start edi sa asem no president ne kasa o say we nyina ekoso president ne kasa no say national cathedral sa asem no Attorney General gina so dendin a omo ya forensic auditor omo wi a omo di sika wa national cathedral mu no ye de omo pa ebe so omo pa de omo akogina court mema obia ba mumbu Attorney General no ene EOCO mu ene CID office no omo nya abotre pensem mu make sure say obia emra no be so de pan bia no sa nipa no e wo say emra eni ni di omo sa President Saka say o say won to me oji sika e wo Exim Bank so de ko we $50 million we di won't me ensa koya galamse ni nyina no eye EOCO agigi sansem nyina kekese ni na court bia won't me so asem no eye government of Ghana Attorney General enso edebe court na chairman won't me ono so one Ghana ban ewura court ose buffer stock enso krono bi ko so ho a buffer stock no enso asem no omo de beko eye court a omo ye ho nkrata nyina ewie African Cup eye de Africa Cup yo bobo na nsen ye friend no Mr. P, Mr. S, what's the name? The AU Cup, Mr. S, Mr. What how do they call it? I'm organizing on Legoni. I'm a friend saying, sir, African Cup, I'm organizing. Mr. S, Mr. P. I also the organizing and seeing organi and also omo the air quarter nipa bi omo di sika mo kai sa event no na be die to yere enya $17 million to cook food for 17 days 17 million to 17 days and also also ensem wo ho a the former sportsmen all African games thank you very much All African Games and African Cup. All African Games no be in Nanseno. Be di to yirinya 70 million to 17 days rice no. And also omo ye ho krata omo de quarter. Former sports minister no ono we chuku nkofo pa waka nkofo gum and also ombedi ho dwuma. President Tikazo say mokai a mat set scandal bi na ba under Napo blue Napo Bluegrass Company bia Napo ko form ba ya omde mat set scandal sika bi omubedi no o se sa asem no aban air process dia court na omudi sa adwiri mu no sa nkofo ni nyina no at the end of the day no aban e de makogina air court me ya twoma so na President Tikazo say 20 other cases attorney general good table sisi a odi hudwuma inti masa President so obianya abotre afena we this 9 months power ban mu apeso amanfo say atwoma so betwoma so inti se utie president no na wo hwe adwuma a waya wa adwene be wo say president no watena so 3 years eno na surprise nipa bebre almost the successor NDC aban achoke John Mahama leadership for 9 months nyoma o maye no aya na nipa bedwin say John Mahama tena ban mu 3 years and so 9 months pe technically 8 months John Mahama se munya abotre obia I was say ya chinitum ewo Ghana mrem a wedi esika no Paul Adomo chiremu a they under investigations OSP mu nyina sankofo nyina bedem into obia nya abotre na omunya abotre ma attorney general embo adwuma Mr. P Mr. S, you have another video for me. Mr. President Eka Sembi for hate speech. Hate speech.
Bureau now has the technology to use your IP number and find you wherever you are. So I'm sending a signal to Ghanaians that we can find you those doing those hate speech and things. We'll use your IP number, we'll trace you. And when we trace you, we'll deal with you under the criminal code for inciting violence and disturbance of the peace. But I believe that beyond that, we must start making regulation for this new media because it's unregulated. And so anybody just takes a phone and says, oh, this plane crash, I wish that so and so had been the one in the helicopter and had died, and dwarfs have eaten him in the forest. I mean, why would you say something like that? And so we need regulation for that new emerging media. But in the meantime, the National Signals Bureau has been given the full authority to track down people who do that kind of thing and bring them to be sanctioned under the criminal code.
President Akasa, we argument to be in him. Or say, we are Ghana ni, it doesn't matter where you are. Say, why would you say, what the hate speech, everything on social media, everything on TV, so, on the also or cultural, Sebio, and the Wama Obino through the National Signal Bureau, their full authority to look into the system. Obia wa na adwene say, obey using the platform, the social media platform, to incite tribe against tribe, incite people against people, to hate, to cause some kind of mayhem, chaos through hate speech. Mr. President say, on the waka, or say or the 2 million ama NSA. Communication Ministry so air draft emra. Yede beto ho enti president de also aka wa wo so ye bema no medie so also ye bema te se me call na so person ye te Kevin obetumi I say Kevin e obeso ye se Kevin also unya evidence de ka wa asem bia ho so wo say wo ye bema president naka enti we de ye bie floodgate no kone koye me say muna muti social media ye na Kevin Taylor ye no obi anya no hwe na Kevin Taylor me say ye hwese Mahama be obibia Kevin Taylor ye ne tama na NPP was na Kevin Taylor di atem ne na me say Kevin Taylor ye na so Kevin Taylor ya nchena ntum Kevin Taylor ba Ghana ya nchena ntum na so be ya President Mahama say emra no wo ho nti wa opese ye be ma na opese ye no o your ba ye it doesn't matter where you are you can do it Ekrobia Ghana embassy wo ho you can do it enti president de ompa obi a chew onfa ne nsanto ne nsayem oseme nka nkire wo say so ye bema na so so weni den na asem na oka no wo so de obetima ya abro so a obeso ka che say ewiase bebia Ghana embassy wo ho na Ghana so Ghana wo ho enti wo de ye enti we de se Kevin Taylor ye bia wo so ye ne nhwe try your luck ne nhwe se Kevin Taylor ye ya nche no na Kevin Taylor didi etufu atam na Kevin Taylor didi kofu atam na Kevin Taylor didi mwaka ni nyina amanasi yate wo so didi etufu atam na so didi kofu atam didi Mahama atam na kekansam na ye hate speech ne fato abonte ne yenhwe try your luck ne yenhwe Mesremo, try your luck, and it will be to me to be. Into try your luck, and you try your luck, and so also the Robert Eddie Baluka Siena. Because maybe too, try your luck, and be the Baluka Siena, who am an apai. Who, yet the try your luck, Naba. Into who near so be the Baluka Siena, talk near she. Into President one poucho. Or say, so ya, Bama, or your bar. Nasa Obasa Emran wounded so. What's the Kevin Taylor yen to be ya, or say ye. But also be reminded say a Krobia nipa woma Ghana embassy will be a Ghana ni wo hobiano embassy wo. Into there, it does not matter where you are. Udo betmatna Uzbekistan. Na anaso betmatna Ghana. No way you Uzbekistan IP. Also the opaye. President say Udia upa tina Ghana na use eye Kazakhstan IP. Na faye hate speech or social media. Also ya bema ye. Say Kevin Taylor ya also ye. Nyenhwe. Say try your luck no. Say you need to be the balloon say be the balloon ketwa. Because try your luck in the balloon edoso. Balloon ye nkete balloon bi oeso. Balloon bi me de di balloon kese na mapai no. Wo so ko di balloon kese ne hwe. Into try your luck no President Mahama so be an try the luck. Na try ne hwe so this year akpalu ewie na eyi no. Na bodwe kohwe nanim I so free. Akpalu mon kwasiafo am ti social media mo keka kasa kwasiakasa muni ebusuafo mpa ene ye che wo ma beyiu girls ya ye koche omutu omo ho fi mienu yi unwo ba ko maame ho abrewa maame a onika pre ohiani ese ko hwe mobile money so sikamponi so na ne bati kumase ne ho fie yusu no ho se oye MPP ni ene ya che na hyemu ene ye yi omo a wo hu omo busuafo 90% of nkwara am social media eka say ye dey say Kevin Taylor kaye me so mu nyina hiafo ma na we dey try your luck no ato ye the balloon ni nyina abebo nkete wom u fili ali kase ne enhwe try your luck ne enhwe ti President Mahama say try your luck wo dey change IP na try your luck ne enhwe wo dey tena Ghana na change IP ni ko Kazakhstan na try your luck ne enhwe say balloon be locate wa. It is simple as that. Wo dey tena Ghana because MPP ni, you want to peddle this kind of hate speech, no problem. You want to put on social media hate speech, no problem. Would you try your luck? Never Kazakhstan IP ye. Near her say Kazakhstan IP never find out and I say find out. Or they wouldn't the eba. Now, team, let me go through some of the positives. Yati, I have about 23 minutes to end tonight's show. Or say Kevin Taylor ye intimacy maybe. Na mo de MPP de mo jimie utumi MPP communicator penyini na OTTV so what did you do to Kevin Taylor hwe ne kwasia ko kan asem na wo party mra power and what did you do I say me na me control party no I say me na me president na Kevin Taylor me sister Kevin Taylor yeah wo so ye bie Kevin Taylor me ye there was never a day I me ye show me kata menim I never hid behind any TikTok account. I did everything with my face. And I came to Ghana with my face. Into the Kevin Taylor yebia. Also yebi. Try your luck na abano. President Aka or say mrana da ho. NSA4 yamo mutumi. And a communication ministry so de mraba into try your luck. O the America. I put them territory. There that say adebi ewo wiase ana interesting. So who pekusie etwaniti. Na se kusie no tata kusie na kusie no kwa na osabe wura wo dem a you don't act, you don't react, you don't make noise. Me say so wo pekusie twaniti na wonam wura mu ehwehwe kusie na odo ne nanam wura nim open na pini ne down na kusie na fa na kusie no onante ya na obewura wo dem a yemfa gidigidi wura dan nim ubie pono ne kakra bi na wo wura mu no aka tuntwe sa na ebesi obanyansafo ebu ne be me say sa wo tata akusie na wo pekusie ne twaneti na uwuram no fa no wura na wo tata akusie no open na pin ne down ope bibi dia afenese no ukuta sekan wura na akusie no onenanam wura no mu ana obepie wo territory owura wo dem a wa wo dem o na okowura wo dem a unim se watoto ntokura mu nyina unim se the only exit for kusie do sa gate no na wugina ntu bia na kwa no wuram no akato na aka woni kusie do wo territory nim ehona na bo se kusie nkasa because kusie no oye kin easy wo dem enti se kusie raw territory you don't act, you don't speak, you wait You take your time, you take care of it. It is simple as that. Now, as a Messi, now I'm in Chawa Devi. This is a statement. I was say, you know, is serious. If you ever say, government to allocate 1 billion to phase out double track system. Into Abronye say, and the Mahama Bryan no 1 billion atowa double track no, and then na omodeba be ye free totally. So far, omo yi be free wa aka krebi na omo wie double track ni nyina ma school for ni nyina ko school the same time. Into Haruna Idris or education minister on hweso no, or say Abronye Mahama Bryan 1 billion atowa double track no omo de be ye free ni nyina ne say ye de ba be see more schools ni bia ka ho free SHS e-blocks na achechede ne nkwasiafo no entumi ensi bia ka ho mbie mu no omo ka so omo be see 350 omo wie Abronye 8 years omo si school ba akokra. And the NDC Abronye say schools now omo see no omo wie no omo ja no ho no omo be finish ni nyina abiem into double track no omo be ye free ho Abronye 1 billion Ghana cedis sa sika no na Haruna Idris no education ministry no omo de be fa so double track free ho into enche bia enkora ni nyina be go school the same day no mama kwan the same day no ma try exam the same day no mu nyina be fear the same day into abasa no krampa galamsey kura na so beti. Yes, because there's a lot of young people are. Oma kram papa na oma mama say omo go school, omo green light, omo blue light, omo ni campus, omo ye galamsey. Right now, say double track ni free wa. Unya akwaku ekodufia. Untumi kancha papa say wo green light. Inti that is also another way Krampa Abronye is going to try and take out the young kids who are now into illegal mining off the street. Inti there are so many ways to stop illegal mining. There are so many young people are. Omugu crisis here. Mama no papa no just omu school. And some ya gala because I will fall into track school no. Obama kwan na say also moko. Also mutena fia na say also mutena school. And then no Abronye say or the 1 billion ebe be infrastructure nim ebe to nyoma e ma double track na free ho. Inti eba sa na eye mbaba wa omobo jantra e wo e de asankore no. Sa ankora na nyina ko school a ne ma me nim say abena pokuya ekọ Thursday and waba Friday a also mu nyina bedru Friday. Untumi nka kire me say abena amakwan or the other who was school. It is going to eliminate a lot of things. And it's not a bad way. Bibia say double track no obey ye free. Mama yen fendi agro. Way NDC about 42 years. Bibia bejana na akwanso. It's very, very important. Now, we'll see another story. I may say on our side as the minority, we are going through some turbulence. We came in with 88 members. But the majority side will not let us have peace. So now we are back to mighty 87. Afenyoma can say, on the side minority ne die enkoyi na omo ba no mkuta 88 ena ntina na first na okem sakraman. Sisi ani akwa akutia ba no 88 this what aba 87. Nanso nyame wo ho. Yeah, there you go. NPP for the Omejimio. NPP as a political party, they are very foolish. And anytime I say they are foolish, I am not enyame because every single day they prove to you say they are foolish. There is a political party, almost 87 MPs, 87. Their party as a political party, the leadership of almost parliament, you know, parliamentarians in Pongunyansa say, Sankofano Mudi Owenim in power, and no more parliament, no. Omono Mudi Owenim, the Omaba opposition in parliament, they are still keeping Afenyo marking. And they expect to say, Afenyo marking will lead them to come and get 190 votes, MPs. And with Jimmy, any serious party, Afenyo marking, any sa APJ mun come up with leadership, long time. Because Afenyo, so all kind the terminal report and I send the track record and the politics more on any the only majority leader or to me the party free opposition omuluzi seats from 137 to 87 after your marking. That is his political record. He cannot run away from it. He is the first majority leader or to be leading a whole majority side from 137 to 87. Now, more MPP must stand that way. In Ghana politics, it will always remember Afenyo Markin as the worst leader in parliament. Okay, the worst parliamentary leader on the side of the NPP. It is the NPP for Niminyansa. And Kasaji Mijiwe, Komo Yine Frip, a new data. They would have put a new face. Let me tell you, when the NDC wanted power, it was a very difficult pill to swallow. At a point, they had to do something. Not because Haruna Idrisu is not a good leader, not because Muntaka is not good, not because the NDC didn't know what they were doing. It was because they needed the NDC to have a new face in parliament. A new face that will symbolize something. A new face that will send a message to the people of Ghana. A new face that will show preparedness. It does not mean to say, time NDC for Haruna Idrisu, Haruna Idrisu is bad. Haruna Idrisu is corrupt. No, it is strategic. Sometimes, when a team is bad, you don't necessarily have to sit there and say, where they also bow. Strategically, you are like you're a good player, but sit on the bench. Afenyomakin is a bad communicator. Afenyomakin brought this party from 137 to 87. Madam ne frana PJ na ne 12 dwene no. Ono ote parliament no ne nananom na opre ejapade ma omu. The leadership of the NPP, Sankomuni Munyansa, and the day they lost power, because the honest truth is, NPP for AE or say Chemensa, Omode Afenyoma Kemesho, what was the reason? The reason was that Oseme Chemensa, he wasn't going to, he wasn't going to sustain the numbers. In Tomuka say, you're 137. We want to get more seats. In Tianya Day, Yen Chenji or say Chairman Sanyamfa Wimra. It is a chairman or say Chairman Sabons, most are born with Jimmy. Namakofa Kwawaba say, you don't want the hung parliament. You want to add more numbers to your numbers in parliament. Now your re-election numbers about 87. Why are you still keeping this joker? Why are you still keeping this joker in parliament to say he is your leader? He lacks no sense. He cannot communicate. He can't dialogue. He's full of himself, very selfish, an individual who does not take anybody's advice. He makes mistakes and sit in the mistakes, shit in the mistakes, sit in the mistakes, and still think he's intelligent. This is a guy who brings nothing to the table. He being at the front of the NPP does not attract right-thinking, honest, neutral people. No. Because this guy's track record is terrible. And yeah, after Mike in the Ghana court, CJ Tokonuho, I was Supreme Court over in 24 hours. Tokonu sided with him. These are some of the things he did. Ghana for were like, you are stupid. You cannot take our judiciary for granted. Into the NPP losing elections, the NPP going out of power, this guy, the little month now or spending as the majority leader in parliament, and none of this say party to cry. The party wasn't attractive because Akwawe's actions and utterances, and the gestures and trying to use the courts to overtake the power of the legislature, it made Ghanaians understand that this guy is not the right guy to lead that party. You can see clearly that this guy is just daft. He feels he knows everything, arrogant. Even in opposition, he was still isolating seats. A very selfish leader. He believed to say there are some group of people in the party he has to align himself with. This is a guy who is the lawyer of Kennedy Japan and also a financier of Bawumia. How can he lead the party? This guy cannot lead a political party to win power. Into 87, it is going to drop. Now, the honest truth is, Moko Akwetiano, the impact pa na Afenyomakin as the leader of the minority made when he went there. What impact did he make? Acheampong sa ko kotiti the obi party posters. He's not ripe to lead. He's a backbencher who has to be screaming and making noise. They be just say, shut up. This guy cannot compose himself and lead. This is a guy who slapped a police officer in uniform. He actually punched a police officer in uniform. This guy is not law abiding. This guy has done everything. Which are what makes this guy a leader? A dear example now, Ghana. He slapped a policeman who's supposed to protect him as a lawmaker. This guy. We sit in that country and we allow fools to lead fools. And it's an MPP na say. As much as I don't like Oseche Mensa Bonsu, Nyansa Edasa Ajimini ni team no, Akwa we been done the team. As much as Oseche Mensa, I don't like him. Or a tribal bigot, another very selfish individual. No, Nyansa done the team idea politics. No, Jimmy Afenyo, e been done the team, and Afenyo cannot maneuver his way. You think Afenyo Makin can convince anybody on the other side to do his bidding? The only thing he can do is to say, "I'll give you money," and when that fails, that's all. When it fails, that's all. So why should a political party that is trying to find itself, that is trying to rebrand itself, that is trying to tell the people that we are not who we used to be, we are a different breed, our face needs to change, why should that political party still have such a careless, callous, arrogant individual leading them in parliament? The party is still the same. Nothing has changed about the NPP in parliament. The face of the party is terrible. And the Nyansanibia or Ghana Biano will never sit and say, I want Afenyo Makin and give his colleagues power. No, nobody will do that. We're Jimmy Bruta, and these are people we're sitting Ghana. Now Obia Oya lawmaker, what's in sa Ediabo police in the He's a fool. He's a fool because what's in Sabo police in Yasum. Me yes adiero. So Afenyo Makin is a fool who is not supposed to be in parliament. He can take me to any court. A fool like this stretched his hand to hit a law officer, a police officer in uniform. Or bonasum. Kwasia we say, or to parliament or yemra. A Krobian called the jail. A Krobia ye serious and kwasia we called the jail. Yeni so kwasia sam so the CID boss not to or sorry, why no nice girl and kwasia sam not so. This guy is supposed to be standing trial. And the last time I told you the CID boss, as much as I respect you, this fool needs to stand trial. Because if you fail to put this guy before court, then it defeats the purpose of the Ghana Police Service. Say, an institution that is independent and an institution that we can respect, say, protect Ghana for. If the CID boss, you are not able to prosecute this guy, put him before court, then you sitting there, you don't need to sit there. You need to walk out and go sit home. Because the Embra is not supposed to be selective. The law is supposed to apply irrespective of which fool is standing before him or her. So the law is not selective. In Tikwasia, he actually slapped a police officer. So what are you doing? And this guy needs to face the law. We are not playing again. Oh. We are not fooling again. Oh. When adults fool, we will tell them in their face they are fooling. So CID boss, with all due respect, do not entertain this foolishness. I respect you a lot. I've given you that room. And you told us that investigations are ongoing. We want to know what has happened to that investigations. A lawmaker breaking the law. A lawmaker punching a police officer in the face. A lawmaker in parliament who is leading a group of lawmakers punches a police officer and nothing is happening. Under John Mahama, under Yohonu, under CID boss, what kind of country are we running? And then you to us, what is going on? If I get the opportunity to meet the president, I'll say, Mr. President, you cannot have a lawmaker punch a police officer and tell me you think about the police. Prove to me that you think about the police. The CID boss needs to take this over. He needs to be prosecuted. We need to get to the bottom of this. You cannot tell me you are fighting corruption. Mr. President, you cannot tell me you want to retool the police. You want to help the Ghana Police Service. You want to make the state agency strong. And then a lawmaker punches a police officer and we sit in Ghana and we are speaking grammar. This guy needs to face the law. I have 5 minutes to end tonight's show. The law is the law. Now, won't to me, and so yes, Masloko Akufo-Addo won't to me. Efa a year Masloko for Kamunu, Masloko for Akojoma dear. Me say, Masloko for say, a year wound to me. Oka sayina, oko badina, sana, wafa Masloko for Kamunu sinifi. Men oka say, wound to me, say, we are Masloko for Kam and the Masloko for someone saka card. It would to me dear. Bibia ko webe crowd. Oh, sorry, I know she Vietnam for Lacoste to be. Nensana bedruha, none corner de ha. Say, Debia Onyan whole Lacoste in show. Debia, I say, or nona or swabidie. They say, Bibia ko wana crowd to me. Now, another story ni. Cecilia Dapa and the Menoka say, Yes, Cecilia Dapa. Cecilia Dapa. Former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapa invited to CID headquarters to answer questions on oral. In TSC oral for Afre Cecilia Dapa so ombe answer questions be. Cecilia Dapa de baby Cecilia go be corruption go. Why is it interplast? Where everywhere water go, interplast go. Cecilia Dapa on the corruption de be obu di atrenchie. Cecilia Dapa Abronye besiaba. Oh sorry, I debi only corruption AD intentenwa. Only corruption AD eye kwa debi. Only corruption AD eye mami odende. Anywhere corruption go, Cecilia Dapa go. Anywhere water go, interplast go. Cecilia Dapa ya safre no. Ya si ora for se ombra. Questions bi ho be ya no. Ghana any Accra aye fin na mami we. Ghana ne Accra aye fin and we are trying to make sure we clean Ghana no. Nana do danko Akufo-Addo aye ne fu se Anyanya nchire ebeka kire say he will make Accra the cleanest city in Africa. Ne fu se side drum. Ebeka sanko ase no omutam sika no mudi ye Cecilia Dapa and ye friend say omra na omba dwudwum na yehu eye the course into oral for atom nsa Afre Cecilia Dapa say omba dwudwum. Anywhere Cecilia Dapa go the corruption go. Everywhere water go interplast go. Cecilia Dapa no corruption mame. All right, now this is another story. When you chat for, I got 4 minutes near upon. Abozigia kasa. And Bawumia say, Mahamudu one eye atasa ohun. Atasa ne Mahamudu, we nyom ho abotra, Kennedy ne Mahamudu, we nyom ho abotra. Na last time ibusa say, Mahmoud Bawumia, one and a permanent tide, man. Bawumia, I tell an even a permanent tide, man. Because minim, Andrew said, who saw a shot at say chef of what I do say, minim, say, shirt no a tricotesu, say a for topu. I am not one and a pamba umian tide, tell an even a pamba umian tide, man. One and a pam aquawe, one and a pamba umian tide, man. Because a dibio be shebe size boom on sha dia man dan ho da say the food in the dia yentro say dia you say debio be ba o me bia I say I saw a clerk debio be una say Pentecost clerk be as I say the one born clerk yeah summary oh sorry I know pam 100 million atadia she apa wa srem wa pa be su trum ne nam Ghana atwi wanim usura no wa ma wukuru wa dress say clerk Pentecost for clerk ne nam Ghana din kwase wan e pam akọ ntade man we a shirt and say a long sleeve and say a chef for ntade ye du kotodwe nti na ye mejana na say some America kire nkofo so we dem pimpam bibi man we jimi min tiase because se tailor ni ne ba ebe susum edi tape ton ho e measure menya sure say because long sleeves na she no yini na e betra ne nsa enti de bia I say una say Pentecost clerk I just say na samre into uton to man uto bi man na enya na samre utela ni nti ontumi pam bibi ma akoi de bia no wa address de okoji tankers for sika bibi basa wonwan minim se ene mo to se se the food intra na se edian ana sibi onantini intra disturb me pa I don't know how me pa because they be me ba me bia no I said there's something off. Yasi kusibuati ntela ne pamata de ma no na kusibuati onimo asa chechede kusibuati asa pojireni enu ntira yasi kusibuati ntela ni ne pamata de ma Bawumia na hwe kusibuati ne hwe Bawumia but kusibuati why say Malcolm standing fan why koti ro gina ho on so ko Malcolm a omo toshe ba standing fan bi ho I say kusibuati ai the cathedral na mama me dwodwom wa ne empon me obe 2 minutes bi ne me dwodwom wedwa intiminjai obodam. Now look at this. Eya abozege last hour mummy fan wo mni empon we de bending. It was not my fault the NPP lost the 2024 elections. This is clearly stated in both the Mike Okwe and J. Mensah Bunsu report. Bawumia said Wouldn't maybe organize or can santimemu. Me catch them say MPP mu obi apeso Jimmy Kasa or kana santimemu. Obi apeso Jimmy or MPP mu bia e kan kwasi akasa eda da nipa no asantimemu no kokano. Oh so okano or say it is clearly stated in both the Mike Okwe report and Chairman's report. Onim say omo ogina mo nimu asante adanse asokwa e kasa omo nkenkan. Me say who MPP ni a we Jimmy Osaya Santini a now who what three Cobra 3 mantam MPP ni no. Na sa MPP no one mantam na obetima pepa de 2 bi ni edi. MPP ni a we Jimmy Osaya Santini. Me say oh maybe okojina ka asem no because odim say omo mugina na nim delegate na omo asantime mu no omo ntumi nkan en kron kenkan musa dan kwa aka omo gidu JSS na omo wie it was say me enya me photo any lose elections no enso no ka kire Ghana for say ono ne policies here dey call election nim ono na ye manifesto or dey call election nim ono na no asem na Ghana for also mutie to abama no o lose election na o ka kire mo say enya ne fault na why fault Asimesi etro manifesto be kind manifesto be 3 hours say nyanse da ne trimunie na no asem nie mo first year ne ma no mo nhwe ho na mo ma no na nim nyansa yenti na no asem ye ntoma no na nipa de tie wa no asem ye no mu so wagimi no man to ama afere o ka che say enya wo fault enti na mo lose election na ehwana fault ehwana fault it on who steady go for we maka kire wo say Bawumia omumbu asantifo no sa asem we okay oduru ho a ontumi kan wo ontumi kan kira wonafo I want to know it is not my fault. Oh, please. You say, also, I am sorry. My brother, I know you are talking. When we read the report, in fact, our constituency chairman brought the report. What we find out that it was your fault. We, the Voltarians, we can read and we can write. And when a kind report, they boost our questions. 10 in the back in kind, where no one can kind into a good answer to quack. Who can report and why never can report to? Mr. MPP near with Jimmy. Osaye ede asantinia sebio na mantam ne bodaimu one wo wa mantam no deja wo no because an MPP ni na oya asantinia wasa ejimi no sa wo jana obetima tene to bi edi ebi na Bawumia de ye omo no wedwa hey can we tell her yenti ase wo bodam